What up, ABC fam in the world? What's happening? This your boy T from Tax Appliance Services. Hey, I'm just getting back with you on the update that I have. My boy Maurice Johnson, what's up, bruh? He wanted to know what the update was on my first warranty call. Well, what happened was, I put in, you know, the question into appliantology about the problem I was having, as well as ABC Fam Facebook group, you know what I'm saying? And they got back at me, both of y'all. I mean, the appliantology and ABC Family group got back at me and told me to check the tub, the tank in the tub, to see if it's rusted to where, the tub, the tank, it floats. So if it's rusted up, it's not going to float up in order for the sensor to see that the water is filled up. So what it'll do, it'll end up filling all the way up to the top. So I checked that out, man, and that's what the problem was. So the warranty company ended up, taking care of it. So they said they was going to go on ahead and, give me my money. So that job is closed. You know what I'm saying? And so that's been taken care of. And also too, your boy been, busy, trying to learn, because you have to. This is one thing that I want to tell y'all. Y'all have to, when you first get into this, you have to learn the appliances. You got to learn how they work, learn how they function, learn how to disassemble them, so you'll know exactly what's going on. Once you learn basic electronics, I mean, that's never going to change. That's always going to be the same. That's science. That's just the way it is. But the mechanics, how the appliance function, you have to understand that, because that's something that'll be different, in the different appliances. Like, a dishwasher functions different than a washer. You know what I'm saying? So you have to learn the difference between the two. So, with me, I was a Whirlpool certified technician at the company that I worked for. So when I worked for them, I basically did majority Whirlpool products and calls. That's what we did. And we did a little Sub-Zero and Wolf. We did do that because we were, the company was warranted out through Sub-Zero and Wolf. So we did that. But now that I'm on my own, doing my own thing, you know what I'm saying? I never worked on Samsung dishwasher, Samsung washer, or LGs, or, I did work on Electrolux and Frigidaire. Yeah, we did do those. But, I haven't worked on Bosch. I haven't worked on all of these other ones. So this is all new to me. So, I'm just going to give you a little testimony of your boy. A situation I had with a little Samsung dishwasher. I went out, I did the little diagnostics test or whatever, and the problem was the code that I was getting was a flashing heavy and a flashing auto, which means that it's overfill. It's an overfill or overflow of the water. It's overflowing. So that sensor came up. So what I looked on the service manual and found out that, the board or the brake assembly that's on the side of the dishwasher. So I was like, okay, cool. Let me just go ahead and order those parts and come back and put it in, and everything will be cool. So, that's what I did. Ordered the parts, came back, put it in, ran a little test, and it was running. So, over that weekend, the customer ran a regular wash cycle, dishwasher cycle, and boom, the same code came back. So, me, I was like, man, what's going on? What's going on? What's happening? So, I went to Appliantology, ABC Facebook group, put the question in, and got some answers. They told me that, check out the hoses, from to see if the hoses were clogged up to where that it wasn't sensing that so that the dishwasher would drain the water out. So I was like, okay, I gotta go back over here and check this out. Cause the customer, she's a little Asian lady. She was kind of concerned about COVID, so she really didn't want to have somebody keep coming out. That was her reason to keep coming out, trying to figure out what's going on with the problem. So she was like, man, I need somebody to come out, and fix this, and get it over with. So what I did was I just set one whole day up for her, and that was last Friday. I didn't think it was going to take all day, but when I went out there, I checked it out, and it was the same problem. So then I just did some of the things that the suggestions that I got on Appliantology and the Facebook group, ABC Facebook group. And also too, one of the brothers on ABC Facebook group, he kind of like got an answer for me on a different problem, and he went to justanswer.com. So I was like, man, I checked it out. It's like they give you an answer within 15 minutes. So I said, man, let me check this out, man, because, I ain't really got nobody that, I can just call, because I haven't established that relationship with anybody where I can just call and be like, hey, man, check this out. This is what I'm what's happening right now. And I'm having a little problem. Do you know anything about this? I don't have that type of person right now that I can lean on. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I wished I was able to do, was to go to the face to face with Mike Sneed, because you build a camaraderie with the guys in your class, and you guys are we all in the same boat when you're in the class, some of them, and they able to build that camaraderie where, exchange numbers, call each other, help each other out, man. Well, I didn't have that. I did the online course. So on the online course, you kind of like solo until you able to hook up that type of relationship, with somebody. So yeah, I put in a question to just answer, and boom, they got back with me in 15 minutes and was like, hey, you need to check the hose line that's going from the overfill to the sump and see what's going on. So that's what I did. I broke it all down. I never broke a Samsung dishwasher down before. This was my first time doing it. Matter of fact, that day I broke it down 3 times, cause I broke it down, checked, what was going on, and the drain motor was working. I checked that, tested that it was working, put everything back together, try to run the test, and boom, got the same fault code. Broke everything down again, checked out the hose that, the guy told me to check from Just Answer, and what it was some debris that was in the hose going from the overfill sensor into the sump, because I blew in the hose and I heard something go thump. And I said, oh man, there's something up in there. So I went on ahead and checked it out, man, and it was some debris up in there. So I kind of used my screwdriver to get a little bit of it out, and I was like, man, let me see if I can wash it out. So I used the sink, and I ended up washing all the debris out of the hose. But I also realized I need to check the sump hose, the opening to the sump, where that hose connects to. So I went and checked that out. It had debris in it too. So I had to clean that debris out too by using, my screwdriver and a little paper towel to try to get in there and get what I can. So once I did that, hooked the hose and everything up, hooked everything back up again, ran the test, boom, another code came up. Now this time, this error code was a turbidity sensor. And I was like, man, what's a turbidity sensor? I don't know what that is. So I went on Google, found out that the turbidity sensor is a light sensor that checks the soil or, debris in the water. So it lights up and it senses the debris going through the water. So if it's less debris in the water, then it senses that the water's much cleaner. And then it can say, okay, it's time to shut down and drain. So I was like, okay, let me go on ahead and check this thing out and see if it's good. And I tried to call one of the parts stores, appliance repair stores. They didn't have the part. So I was like, oh man, if I don't have this, if this part don't work, this lady gonna be mad because I ain't gonna be able to fix it. I gotta, order a part for it. So to make a long story short, what I ended up doing was taking the humidity sensor out. It had debris on it, and I just wiped it off. I wiped it off with a paper towel, boop, boop, wiped it off and clean. I'm like, man, this thing look good. Let me stick it back in and test it out. Stuck that baby back in, put everything back together, test run, ran through all the tests. So I was like, cool. Once I got all the tests done, I was like, man, this thing's ready to roll. But I said I wanted to make sure that this thing's going to run a cycle. So I ended up running a quick wash. Now, a quick wash can last about an hour. You know what I'm saying? So she was the only one on the list. So I said, man, shoot, hey, I ain't getting up out of here till this thing run. So I stayed there, did what I did, and it ran, and it took about an hour or so for it to go through. So it got through. It was a done deal. Told the client, done deal. Now, this is what's going to make y'all think that I was crazy, because I was so focused, I ain't really look at the time, how long it took me to do what I had to do. When I did look at the time on her range was showing around 2:30 on her range. So her range was off, because I got there at her house at 9 o'clock in the morning. By the time I left there, it was like about 4:30, 4:35, you know what I'm saying? So I was there for like 7 hours. Yeah, I know, 7 hours. But I was so focused, I ain't even realize it was that long, But that's just how I am, man. I want to find out what's going on. One thing I can tell you, I know everything about a Samsung dishwasher right now. I know everything that how it runs, how it functions. I know everything about it, because I took the time. And that's what it is, man. Sometimes you got to take, you have to learn on the job. This is what they call about learning on the job when you do stuff like this. I'm kind of extreme. I don't know everybody else did this, but I did it. That's just me. So, I just wanted to let y'all know, just give you a little testimony about your boy, how I do things. I want to learn, the learning curve. I got to get over the learning curve. I know a little knowledge, but now I want to get back to where I know everything that's going on about these different appliances. I just want to let y'all know it's hard work. You got to put in the work. If you ain't the type of person that wants to figure out problems and figure out how things work and run, then this ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no sense in trying to spend your money on anything as far as trying to get into this field, because this field is all about figuring things out. If you ain't that type of person, then, you might as well not even want to be no appliance repair. You need to go do something else that you like to do. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to let y'all know this is what's going on with your boy. I'm getting ready to head out to another call. So till next time, I'll holler at you. And if you don't know, now you know, baby.